Hi Year 4, so we're going to learn about Georgia O'Keeffe, a very, very famous artist who was born in 1887 in New Mexico in America, and she was famous for her huge paintings of flowers and landscapes. She loved painting flowers, mainly because they didn't move too much, and she had lots of flowers in her studio. So she painted lots of different types like lilies and irises and many more, and her paint appeared always very, very smooth with no brushstrokes, so she was amazing at blending her paint. And she zoomed into the central part of the flower, almost like looking through a magnifying glass, just at that central part. Sometimes she zoomed in so much that they wouldn't even look like flowers anymore, they would look like something else. Her style was very, very different to the work of Vincent van Gogh. Look at Vincent van Gogh's brushstrokes. Can you see them? I can see them. They're really, really obvious. And he wasn't so into blending his paint. He liked to not blend his paint, so they were very, very different. And Claude Monet was the same. He didn't overly blend his paint. He used a technique called pointillism, where he painted with little tiny dots rather than blending like Georgia O'Keeffe. So look at the difference. So artists like to work in their own way, which hopefully you guys will learn to do as you get more and more confident in your artwork. O'Keeffe's smooth style and use of colour and shading emphasised the form and shape in what she painted, and that basically means that her work looked really smooth and really three-dimensional. She loved to paint flowers, but also skulls, shells and other natural items she found in her studio. What might you include if you were to create your own Georgia O'Keeffe inspired drawing? She lived in New Mexico in America, and she mainly painted flowers, but she also liked to paint landscapes. Last week we learnt about colour. What colour schemes can you recognise in these paintings? Perhaps the one here you would describe as a cool colour scheme, and here a hot colour scheme. Georgia O'Keeffe did not always limit herself only to one colour or one colour scheme. She also painted using lots of colours as well. So for your task today, I would like you to fill in the gaps on page 8 of your booklet and then move on to page 9. And our key words today are observational drawing, which means drawing something that is in front of you. And that's the opposite of imaginative drawing, where you're drawing something from your imagination or something within you. So task 2, I'd like you to practice sketching flowers from observation in the space below. So go into the garden, and if you can, sketch a variety of different flowers that you can find. They might be daisies, or perhaps you don't have any flowers to get hold of, in which case you could have a look in a magazine, in a book, or on the internet.